it's your girl Choreo here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be working on some back stretches. Now, last week, you can check the link right here. We did some exercises for the hamstrings. Now, stretches for the hamstrings are a big deal. Lots of persons injure the hamstrings because they're not as flexible as they'd love them to be. So click that link and make sure you check that out. This was actually specially requested. Persons want to get into back stretches. Now, one of the things that was kind of concerning with the request for this video is persons wanted it specifically to help them with back pain. Now, I have to emphasize that yes, even though I'm a physiotherapist, it's not, these movements on here, it's not a cure-all. So you have to ensure that you get medical clearance from your physician. You need to go and check in with a physiotherapist to ensure that you're able to take these classes. And it doesn't only apply to just here on Choreo's page, but every single video that you see across the internet. Personal trainers, even physiotherapists, and even physicians, we put information out on the internet, but it's not a cure-all. Okay, let me reiterate that. It's not a cure-all, it's a generalized piece of information just put on the internet, not knowing who you are. I've never assessed you, so I don't know where your back pain comes from. It could be due to degeneration. As we get older, the bones naturally go through degenerative changes. We can't run from it, it's just not gonna happen. Other things could be you may have a spondylosis, spondylolisthesis. Why am I doing this to myself? But you may have a pathology of the back. You may have some issues with the tendons, the ligaments. There may be some laxity. There may not be enough flexibility. So there may be different reasons for the back pain. Back pain could also be something that's related to some sort of emotional stress. Many persons, they suffer pains in different areas of the body. They don't know what it is. And then after they see like a psychologist after a few sessions, they realize that, oh, the back pain is actually coming from, you probably have a problem with your man, you probably have a problem with your epithelium, whatever it is. And then from you're able to resolve that problem, the stress is gone. Emotional stress can actually cause physical pain. So with that being said, I've dropped my disclaimers. Make sure you know what you get yourself into. We're going to get into these stretches. So I have here I have a list of 10 stretches that we're going to be doing. Listen to your body. Make sure that you don't push yourself beyond a certain point. If you're feeling pain, that's where Choreo says red flag, stop. Stop, okay? Pain is your body basically telling you that, listen, you're killing me, stop killing me, stop. So listen to your body, all right? Long and short. So the first exercise that we're going to be doing is a series of cat and cows. Now, cat and cow is simply getting into all fours, right? And again, for persons who are new, welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. But for persons who are new, I like to work on a fluffy towel, which is right here. And then under the towel, because I have sensitive knees, I like to put my exercise mat, which is about about half inch to an inch thick, right? So I do have proper cushioning. Make sure if you do not have proper cushioning that you have, I don't know, you could fold a towel, you could use a Pilates mat, a yoga mat, whatever it is that you can use. But without the proper cushioning, it could basically not make your workout as efficient as it could be because you're worried about pain, and at the end of the workout, you may suffer some kind of pain in your knee, right? So no matter, please don't be counterproductive, right? So cat cow, right? The cat looks like this. You want to make sure you have stacked your hips well over your knees. You can either choose to put the legs like this, the feet like that, curled under, or you can put them down like this. I actually prefer to put them down like this because it does not mess with the alignment of my body. So a cat, you want to pull from the belly button in and round the spine just like that. And then the cow, you're going to release and push back and look up and out. All right, so we're going to do 3 sets of that, and each set is going to include 10. Okay, so each time you complete a cat cow, that will be considered as 1. All right, so let's get right into it. 3, 2, starting from a neutral spine. Okay, and then we're going to cat first. 3, 2, 1, and cat. Cow, so that's 1, 2, pull that belly button in and out. Again, 3 and out. Again, 4, pull the belly button in and out. 5, pull in, lift up and out of the shoulders, tuck that tailbone under and back. And again, 7 and back. 8 down, just 2 more. 9 and down. 10 and down. All right, from here, just want you to relax, just sit back on the heels. We're gonna do this again. Remember, we have 2 more sets, so we just completed 1 set. All right. So here we go for that second set. 3, 2, 1, and 1. Release. Lift that head up. 2 and release. 3, release. 4, release. 5, release. Halfway there. 6, remember you don't want to be feeling any pain. If you're feeling pain, you want to back off of this movement. Look up. 7, lift up and out through the hips, the shoulders, tuck the belly button in, the tailbone is under. Back. 8 and release. 2 more. 9 and down. 10 and down. You can relax again. We're going to do 1 more set of this and then we're going to be moving on to our next movement. All right. Remember again, if this movement is aggravating your pain in any way, you want to back off of the movement. If you find that when you modify the step a little bit, meaning that you don't arch so high, you don't sink the back so low in the cat-cow, then you do that, modify it, as long as that pain is under 5 out of 10. So 0 is no pain, 10 is the worst possible pain. If you're feeling like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you feel that you can push through the exercise, go ahead and do so. If you're feeling beyond 5, or 5 and more, upwards of 10, you need to back off of the movement, sit down, think about life, call your physician, set up a date to go and get some x-rays done, all right? Or an MRI, whichever one, okay? So we'll go again for the last set, cat cows. 3, 2, 1, and cat, and release. Cow. 2, arch that spine. Release. 3. Release. 4. Release. 5, release it. 6, release, good. 7, release. 8, release. 9, release. All right, so we just did our cat-cows. So now we're going to be moving on to another exercise. All right, so next on our list, we're going to be doing a pigeon pose. All right, so with the pigeon pose, what I want you to do is just bring one leg forward, just like so. And you can try to angle it at a 90-degree, or you can bend it a little bit more. The further out your leg is from your body is the more intense the stretch will get, right? And then what you're actually doing now, you're gonna turn the hips over like so, and try to get the pelvis onto the floor. All right, and we stay here for 20 counts, and we're doing it 3 times on either side. Okay, so essentially a minute with breaks at 20-second intervals. All right, so here we go. Over and out. 1, 2, 3. Deep breaths in and out. Switching to the opposite side. Now, some persons may be wondering, we're doing back stretches, why are we working on the hips? No, it's very important that we see the body as a whole. Now, many times tight hip flexors, which are the muscles which are right here, right? Tight hip flexors and right here as well, right? So they help to flex the hip, they lift the leg upwards. So when the hip flexors are tight, what it can do, it will put a strain on the back. So think about it, if right here is constantly crunched like this, it's going to put some pressure on the lower back, and so the lower back can tend to have pain. So typically, stretches like these, given that it's a muscular issue that you have, given that it's muscular related and not like, also not a strain of the muscle, but just a tightness in the muscles at the front of thighs, then this can actually help to relieve your back pain. Okay, I'm being very specific here. This will not work for all. It's not a cure-all exercise. If you have lower back pain, the first thing you need to do is go and get checked out at a doctor. They may need to run some tests, do some x-rays, whatever it is. And then if they say, okay, you can do physiotherapy, it will help to resolve your problem, then you go and do physiotherapy. All right? So I gotta put my disclaimers out there. So we have 20, people are crazy, 19, 18, breathe, 17, square the hips, make sure not off center, and if you're up here, that's fine, yeah, you can be up here, if the leg is right here, that's fine as well. The main thing that we're focusing on is stretching right here, so right here is good too, okay, and if you find that that's a little bit too hard still, here's another modification. Just try to either hold on to something and try to get the leg stretched like so. All right? So for the rest of us, we continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that was 20. Second time on the left side, we have our pigeon pose. Get into position. Remember the modifications apply. You can just rewind the video and check out what I just showed you as a modification and jump right in. Again, position up, square those hips. And remember, one side's always a little bit more asymmetrical, right? So one side may feel a little bit more tight and like you want battle for bloody mercy or bloody murder, right? So don't worry about it, you're normal, okay? So here we go. Deep breath in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that was round 2. That side low. And now we're going to this side. O. So it's right here. Second set. 1, 2. Deep breath in and out. Alright, that's the second set. Third and final set on this side. Alright, final set on this side. For me, it's my left leg that's straight. Use whatever leg that you have. It's not set in stone. Alright, here we go. 20 seconds. 1, 20. Alright. Next stretch I have on my list is a downward facing dog. It's actually an excellent stretch. So we're gonna do that. We're going for 20 seconds each. And while we're taking our breaks, we're gonna take a break within a child's pose. So we're mixing the two, downward facing dog and a child's pose. 3 sets of 20-second holds. All right, so let's go. So downward facing dog, you're gonna lift the hips up into the air. Think about stretching the hamstrings. For some persons, when you do the downward facing dog, your heels might be up like this. You wanna put the hands out at the front like that, right? And it's almost like you're making a tent with your body. So the butt is the peak of the tent, and then you reach the hands here. You're balancing yourself on all fours. Some persons may be able to put the feet down flat, the heels down flat. Other persons, you may have tight Achilles tendons, tight plantar flexors, or the calf muscles may be very tight. So what you want to do is just listen to your body, push towards that you feel comfortable. If during the downward facing dog, you feel a little bit too much pressure on your shoulders, you can hold back, you can modify the position. So for example, if I'm here, right, and I'm feeling too much weight on my shoulders, try to press back a little bit. And if that still doesn't help, then just take shorter breaks. So for example, we're going for 20 seconds. You could go for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, hold it, and then start again and just join us whenever you're ready, right? Some of these things come with muscular strength and endurance. If you're not able to do it on the first go, you feel like you're dying on the first go, don't worry about it. If you don't do this every day, why are you being hard on yourself? You get me? So here we go. Downward facing dog into our child's pose. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And essentially you're trying to bring the chest down to the floor as well. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20. Getting down into that child's pose. You're gonna curl, release the toes or point the toes down and sit back onto the heels and just drop the head down onto the floor. Count to 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 20. Facing up into the second child's downward facing dog. Here we go. pose. And downward facing dog. Here we go, third and final. Keep those hips pointing upwards, pressing the heels into the floor as much as possible. Chest is being pulled back into the floor. Child's pose. And last 20. We've completed 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're moving into a bird dog. So the bird dog is quite simply opposite arm, opposite leg, and it's excellent not only for helping your back, right? But it strengthens the core. It forces you to really pull the belly button in, and of course the back is a part of the core, right? But it really does target all around the core, which is excellent. It can be very difficult if you've never done it before. What I would say a modification is hold one arm up, right? Put that down, then hold the opposite leg up, okay? If you can't hold it for as long as 20 seconds, then hold it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and you just relax, okay? And start again with us whenever you're ready. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch to the other side. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And again, final time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, moving on to the next exercise. Our next exercise is going to be one knee to the chest, holding it for 20 seconds. We're doing 3 times on the right, 3 times on the left, and then we're going to move on to our next exercise. So this is excellent for stretching the hamstrings, This is great for stretching the hamstrings. Oh God. This is an excellent stretch for stretching your hamstrings. They can tend to get very bunched up and tight. If that's the case, they can tend to pull down on the pelvis. When it's pulling down on the pelvis, picture it, right? So if your hamstrings get tight on the hair, it's attached up here to the pelvis as well, right? I just grabbed my booty and said pelvis. This is not the pelvis. The bone inside here is the pelvis, right? So if the hamstrings get tight and pull down like that, it's gonna tuck the pelvis under and put strain and stress and increase the tension on your lower back, and that can cause pain. So we want to make sure that the hamstrings are stretched out. You can check that link again that I posted above. I'm also going to post it below. I gave a thorough hamstring stretch class lasting for about an hour. All right, so this is just a very simple hamstring stretch that we're going to be doing. So to offset the pressure off of your back, you want to make sure you keep one knee bent, right? And then we're just going to pull the leg, the opposite knee in. You can relax the ankle, no stress, no pressure. Just pull it in, hold it for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Second one. 1, 2, breathe. Seventeen, 18, 19, 20. I'm not sleeping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Opposite side. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our next exercise is a rotational type movement. So what I want you to do is get into this here position here, and you can keep it as tight as you are capable of doing. If you find that your leg is like all the way out here, that's fine. If you can't even make it to this position and then your legs are kind of just like this, try to carry this leg more so over to this side so you can actually get that stretch in. Right? So we're doing a rotation of the trunk, and this is where I want you to get. So versus just having the legs symmetrical here, I want you to try as best as possible to carry this leg over, right? So the original position is here, but if you can't get the leg there and it's right here, just make sure it's more so over to the side that you're going to be rotating. All right, and that's the modification. So here we go. In 3, try to get the hip bones, both of the hips on the floor, so you can put your hands on the rocky hips from side to side, and just sit down on those hip bones, right? So here we go, 3, 2, 1. Looking away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's the first one. Moving to the opposite side. Remember those modifications, they apply to this side as well. There we go. Twisting. Second time, switch the legs around. Get those hips center and reaching across. Switching to the opposite side. If at any point in time we're doing these exercises and you feel like you need a little bit more time, you can pause the video and take the time that you need. Alright? Holding. 1. Switching to the opposite side. Third and final on this side. Here we go. And of course you want to be lifting up and out of your hips. You don't want to crunch down like that, right? Lift up and then you turn, all right? And switching to the opposite side for the final time on this here side. There we go. Keep the hips center. Lift up and out with the hips and turn. Okay, moving on to the next exercise. Okay, so the next set of exercises we're going to be doing a knees to chest. So we're going to roll ourselves like a little ball, a little cute ball, and then we're gonna add that to a bridge. Okay, so we're gonna roll it into a little ball, hold it for about 20 counts. We're gonna release, come up into our bridge, hold for 20 counts, and then we're gonna repeat again the sequences. And we're doing each of these exercises 3 times. If at any point in time, as per usual, you don't feel comfortable holding the position more than so much to 20 seconds, modify it. 5-second holds are acceptable, 10-second holds are acceptable, given you are just not able to do more, all right? And again, if it aggravates your pain, back off of the movement. Don't do this, all right? Here we go. So, making a ball, again, cushioning, yeah, important. So you're making a ball, you're just gonna bring the legs up to the chest, and you're gonna hug yourself just like so, and hold it for 20 counts. While you're here, you can actually rock side to side, oops, and just kind of get a nice little massage going in your back. If you don't want it, you can just stay still, just like so, right? 20. Two and 1. Now we're going to go into a bridge, and for here I want you to tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes, the bottom, squeeze the butt cheeks together, lift yourself up off the floor. We'll count it to 20. Remember, modification, you can hold it for 5 or 10, whatever your body is telling you that you can manage. Now for those of us who have completed the hip extension, right, you notice I have a nice straight line here. You don't want to have a dip in the hips. If you're dipping the hips and the butt feels loose, you're not doing the bridge properly. Okay, so we're trying to strengthen those glutes, holding them there to help to stabilize the lower limbs so that the back doesn't have to take so much pressure. So we have strong, nice glutes. You will have a nice pain-free back, usually. And that's about 20 seconds. So we'll release it here. And we're going to hug the knees again for the second set. Releasing, going up into our bridge, squeeze the tailbone under, tuck the tailbone under rather, and you're driving up the hips. The weight is in the heels, so if I were to ask you to lift your toes, you should be able to lift the toes with ease. Squeeze the glutes, keep one straight, nice, sexy line. Breathe. And release it down. Same thing again, we're going to bring these to the chest. Hold it. Alright, bridge one last time. Tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes, straight line. And release it down. Alright, so it's time for our final exercise. Alright, so the final exercise that we have is a plow. And this one, if you feel dizziness, headaches, or anything like that, you're going to back off on this movement. This can tend to be very, what should I call it? Very intense for the persons who have never done it before. So if you're that person, you know, you listen to your body, you do what you can do. Alright, so the plow, we're going to go over there, we're going to hold it for, I'm going to hold it for a whole minute, right? Let me set the timer from now. If you want to take breaks in between, you can, but I feel like this is one of those movements that you can just pretty much just kind of hold it, right? It'll kind of be a hassle to come out of it and go into it. So I'm going to hold it for 1 minute straight. And if, again, you can pause the video and do it at your pace. All right, so here we go. A plow, you get into the position like so. For you, that may be right here. Some persons may be able to extend the legs, that's fine. Okay. Ideally, you want to extend the legs. Okay. So here we go. Where's my timer? Starting 1 minute now. Alright, that's 1 minute. Slowly out of the plow. Oh yes. Alright, cool. Right. So I want to thank you all for joining me for these back exercises. So strengthening, endurance, and a little bit of flexibility is what we're after today. If you are feeling any increase in back pain, you want to go and check that out with a doctor. You should not feel pain after or at the end of an exercise program unless you're doing some sort of crazy martial arts technique. And even then, I don't think that the senseis and so I don't think they encourage that sort of thing. You may feel some achiness at the end of this exercise. If it's just achiness, and if the pain, for example, is like on the 5, like way to the 3s and whatever, then fine, you're good. If you start to feel shocking pains, shooting pains, radiating pains down the legs, up the body, in the hands, wherever it is, you start to feel dizzy, lightheaded, check in with a doctor. You want to check that you're systemically you're fine. You understand? What else was I gonna say? I think that's it for now. If you have any more requests, I love when you guys do requests, because then the videos are a lot more interactive and I feel like I'm actually communicating with you, right? So the hamstring exercises, I had linked it before, it's also in the caption, and I'm also dropping this wonderful exercises for the back. strengthening the back. Drop some comments below what you want me to do next. Big up on yourselves, your girl Choreo.